Hey everybody. If anybody's here, I don't know. Hey Marina. How's everybody doing? Perfect. Hey Tracy. I had a pretty good Christmas and an uneventful New Year so far, so that's good. Alright, I know I had a drink somewhere. Hey Fallon. Happy New Year. I scheduled a live and then I went to go live and it was like you don't have any scheduled lives. So that's always fun when you do something and it don't work. It don't work. Hey Paula, Arizona. I've been to Arizona. Lots of mountains. Ugh. Let's hang out for a second and get everybody else in here. My hands are the weather changed, so it's cold here now, and my hands are absolutely working at 30% capacity right now. They hurt so bad. That is a ring. So I got these crust cookies today. It's $9 for 8 of them, but they're super good. Business, do you have to move the where do you want to go? What are you doing? You're a sweet boy. $9 for 8 cookies, but they get the job done. My delay is so bad. I'm like 45 seconds behind from what I can tell. So, yeah. I found these shamrock frames at Dollar Tree today. And I already filmed like the beginning of this video for YouTube. But I don't understand it. I mean, I understand it. I just like, no matter what you put on here, you're going to end up obscuring the shape of this. Like, it's not a defined enough shape. So I went through a couple tries of trying to figure out how to do it, and this is what I've settled on, but I'm not sold on this completely. And it's literally killing my hands, but... You comfortable now, baby? Writing away? Good. Good, I'm glad. So this is already 2 bags of tubing. I have 7 bags total. So this will be another 2. And then, I don't know. I'm going to put that right there because I'm going to finish making I'm making these little bundles and then wiring them on. But I just wanted to, I'm, oh my god, I'm so tired. I filmed the beginning of this video and then I was like, okay, I'll be back, but I'm not sitting here and filming this whole thing, you know? So I was like, let me go on live and I'll just do stuff that I need to do and hang out with you guys. Yeah, I think once you get like this inside part in Fallon, like that'll be. Gets all wonky, so instead of a shamrock, I made a strawberry out of it. Oh, that might work. That's cute. Alright, so these are cut at 18 inches. And I'm just getting them even, crossing them over, pulling it straight, pushing it down, folding it up. Don't worry if you didn't catch that, I'm going to do it like 1,000 more times, because apparently this is going to take forever. I've never seen these, this is the first year I've seen the shamrock frames. This is, of course, Dollar Tree's got St. Patrick's Day out already, but they don't finish having, they haven't finished putting out Valentine's Day yet, but why not have St. Patrick's Day out? Which is fine, because I'm working on St. Patrick's Day right now, but I'm looking for those giant foam hearts. I saw, I think it was Kat's Creations. I don't know if you guys follow her on YouTube. She made a rag wreath, which is, I could see that working for this. But, like, they were showing, what was it? They had a star this Christmas, too, and I was like, okay, what do you do to that to make it still look like a star when you're done? But, like, I guess you could wrap this with ribbon and then glue, glue flowers on it. Oh, Marina, I didn't know that they were... I didn't see them at all last year, so I was like, I don't know if these are from last year or if these are new, but... I only bought 5 of them. You know, normally I'd buy like 150, but... I said, no, let me just get 5 because I don't make that many St. Patrick's Day wreaths. And the one I made last year didn't sell, so... I'm only making... 2 this year? Maybe? 2 or 3? Oh. Did the star turn out like a star? I didn't see the star. I saw it online. I didn't like see it in the store, and I wasn't going to order a case of them if from the website. I don't even know if they were on the website. did you guys have for dinner? I started meal prepping again, and today I made shepherd's pie. Um, I made shepherd's pie, but instead of potatoes, I used rice cauliflower. So it's basically just, and I use smoked sausage instead of like ground meat or turkey or anything. So it's cauliflower, um, cauliflower, smoked sausage, peas, and cheese. And then I made tuna noodle casserole, but no noodles. So it's cream and mushroom soup, tuna, cheese, and um, broccoli. So I had that for dinner, and now I'm starving. Marina, you can send it to me at adamshedavartart@gmail.com. I think that's what it is. Marina, what keto spaghetti do you use? You use like pasta zero? I just threw away a whole thing. I made cocktail meatballs for Christmas Eve. Forgot to bring them. I ate them for like 3 days afterwards, and then I got tired of eating them. And I looked today, and I was like, oh, these are still in my refrigerator. That needs to go. Maybe I'll make some meatballs. I'm just trying to get my freezer full. You know, have a couple meals in the refrigerator, and then have my freezer full so I can take something out every night for the next day. Well, 2 things out every day for lunch and dinner. Because I got back on my meal prepping, so I can get back on my diet. I like the pasta zero for like low carb spaghetti alternative, but every time I eat it, I think because of my bypass and because it's like one giant long noodle, um, it ends up making me sick. My husband is still working and I don't cook. Go ahead. Oh, I don't like spaghetti squash. I mean, I don't dislike it. I'm just like, no. Healthy Noodles is from Costco. I want a Costco membership. I wanted a Sam's membership, but all our Sam's are really far away, and at least I know how to get to the Costco. Kinda. And it's closer. Okay. Ugh. Yo, look at what we're doing in Patreon this week. Well, I don't know if it's going to be up this week. I will. It's called Healthy Noodles. It's a giant macaron. Isn't that the cutest thing? I haven't painted it yet, but... And then there's a super giant one. We have a Sam's. We have 2 Sam's and a Costco, but the Sam's are both like in places I don't go. I think a BJ's is similar. Um, and the Costco is around the area where I used to have therapy at, which is where Michael's is and TJ Maxx and, you know, all those places I shouldn't go, but I go anyway. I find this whole process to be extremely laborious. But I think it's because I'm working from the front to the back. I've been trying to make, like, if any of you guys who are watching are on Patreon, you know that I have made 2 or 3 attempts at making macarons, but they either did not look good enough or they were too labor intensive to make, like, more than one. So I bought myself a 3D printer for Christmas and printed out the macarons, and we made a mold on Patreon, so I can fill this with foam. It'll expand, and then I'll have, you know, this one goes in here. Not the one with the frosting on it. Hey, Amy. See, it goes in there, and I'll be able to mold it, because the 3D printed ones take forever. And they're heavy. They're not super heavy, but they're heavier than I would want them to be. Fallon, I lost about... I'm trying to remember how much I was. I was 540 when I started, and the lowest I got was like 300. But I'm super, like, I'm really tall, but my goal weight eventually is like 250. But yeah, I lost like 250 pounds in like a year, maybe. But a lot of that was before the bypass, because you can't, well, my surgeons, they wouldn't operate on you unless you were, they didn't want to operate on you unless you were under 500 pounds. So I lost like 40 pounds to get approved for the surgery, and then when I went on the pre-diet before surgery, that's a liquid diet for 2 weeks, I lost like another 20 pounds. And then I lost pretty good up to that. Like, and even now, like, I just weighed myself on the first because I was like, I've got to get back to meal planning and whatever. And I had gained like 20 pounds since the last time I weighed myself, which was like 3 months ago. But in like 2 days, I've already lost, I think I lost 8 pounds since the first of the year. So like, even now, even though I've gained some weight, like, it still comes off super quick because I already had the bypass working for me. And it is super difficult to eat now. Not super difficult, it's just, I think everybody's different and how they end up doing. Like, I had a complete RNY, like, they stapled off the stomach, they rerouted the intestines. It wasn't like a lap band or anything, because I was like, if I'm doing this, I'm going all the way. And it depends on how big they make your pouch and how big your like the opening into your pouch is, because I think mine is probably, I was thinking mine was too big at first, because I was like eating a lot, like I was able to eat a lot more sooner than I could. And then I got to a point where I like couldn't eat anything, and they thought that I had like a stricture, like it was closing up some. But there's still things like I can't really eat asparagus unless it is cooked to death. I can't eat celery unless it's chewed to death because it's stringy. I can't eat pasta. well, I can eat it. It just doesn't stay down. I can't really eat pasta unless it's like penne. Like I can't eat spaghetti. I can't eat pork. I can't eat chicken unless it's like very, very well. I was about to say very well cooked, but not over. Like I can't eat anything that's too dry. Yeah, keto definitely helps. I don't do keto. I do low carb. Like I don't eat the like. I'm not gonna eat. I don't care what kind of success people have. I'm not gonna put butter in my coffee. Like that's not happening. So I do low carb, low calorie, low fat, high protein. And I mean like super high protein. Yeah, I mean like I know people who are like they love keto. Um, it is just like I've never been a person. Like the whole reason I ever gained weight was because I like to eat. Like I was an emotional eater. I'm still an emotional eater, but I was never like, oh, I want to go eat like a big giant fat hamburger and fry. Like it wasn't. I've never been like a big fat eater. Like it was mostly like carbs and stuff, um, sandwiches and stuff like that. But yeah, the coffee thing. I'm just like, oh, really? Um, but yeah, I was never really like I I've never had like I never bought like the 80/20 ground meat because I was like that's too greasy. I don't want to eat that. I've never been the person who's like, oh look that like when I would buy I used to buy steaks all the time. Um, and then when my mom would come over, I'd be like, can you trim this steak? And she's like, there's barely anything on it. I was like, yeah, can you trim all the white off of it? Because I just don't. What is this one doing? You need to come over here. Um, I just don't like fat. But I've always been like that with like meat, like cutting all the fat off before I cook it. I used to work. I got to a point like I joined a gym. When did I join a gym? It was after. It was like considerably after I had the bypass. But I got so obsessed with it that I ended up like really overdoing it. I had a horrific panic attack, and I was like, I can't do this. Like because it's like y'all know me. It's like all or nothing. Like there is no happy medium. It's like you are going to do everything or you are going to do nothing, and it's usually you are going to do everything. And I burnt myself out. I was going like 2 times a day, you know, spending like 4 hours a day at the gym. um, oh, that sounds good. I wanted to get something like I wanted to make. We were walking around and I was trying to figure out what to eat, you know, what to cook, and I wanted to get shrimp something, but I don't want to eat Walmart shrimp. You know, I don't want like the frozen shrimp. If I'm gonna cook shrimp, I want like real shrimp. Even though the Walmart shrimp are good in like gumbo and stuff. Okay, I guess this is kind of gonna give me like a node here and then one here and then one over here, maybe. I could only find 7 packs of tubing. My mom was like, "Why do you need so many?" And I was like, "Mom, trust me, I need this many." Oh, I hate that. That's why like I never get. Not that I ever go out to eat, but like I would never get a steak in a restaurant because I'm just like, no, I don't want to sit here and have to carve this thing within an inch of its life. I was working for this. I was working with this woman one time, and I said something about it. I was like, "Oh yeah, I got some really nice steaks." And you know, my mom, because I hate cutting stuff. Like y'all, I was cutting smoked sausage today, and I was like, "This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me." My mom was like, "Really?" And I said, "Yes, that's terrible." And I was like, "Yeah, I said something about like, oh, I got a steak, but I had to, trim all the fat off, blah blah." She's like, "That's the best part," and I was like, "Ew, gross." If y'all have not tried, I made egg roll in a bowl. Um, it's a blog, isn't it? It's a blog or a website. I think she's both. Um, the egg roll in a bowl. Oh my god, I made that this week, and every time I make it, I'm like, I just want to eat this for the rest of my life, every meal. I did it with turkey. I want to next time I do it, I'm going to do it with shrimp. That egg roll in a bowl is crazy good. And depending on what protein you add to that, it's like super low calorie. It's basically no carbs. I think there's a little carbs in like the coconut aminos. I mean, there's very minimal in the actual coleslaw. I do mine with the coconut aminos, a little bit of rice wine vinegar, sriracha, and like a tablespoon of sesame oil. How's that looking, y'all? Oh, Fallon, it's so simple. It is like literally a bag of pre-made coleslaw mix. Like the white cabbage, the red cabbage, and the carrots. And then you saute that with like a pound of whatever protein you want, and then you add in coconut aminos, a soy sauce. You can do it with ginger. I don't do that because I'm not gonna buy ginger for one thing. Like if I use ginger regularly, I'd probably buy it, and I don't want to buy that little tube. I put sriracha in it and a little bit of sesame oil to give it that like Chinese food flavor. Amy, this is a regular tubing. They say. Well, I say it's regular. It's like the one that like say it's not the. It's not one that comes in the It's not like a seasonal one. It's the one they have all the time. So yeah, it's coleslaw, whatever protein you want, coconut aminos. I use a little rice wine vinegar, sesame oil, sriracha, salt, pepper. Oh, you know what? I still have like 300 calories for the night. I might have an egg roll in a bowl when I'm done with this. Because I had the tuna noodle stuff, but I was like, this is like, it was like a cup. It was a measuring cup full of tuna, broccoli, cream of mushroom soup, and cheese. And I was like, this is not enough food. I'm 8 feet tall. I need more food than this. But I also started drinking water, y'all. The first day, that like on New Year's Day, I got one of those bottles that tells you like how much you're supposed to drink per hour, and I made the full 60. Like I got my 64 ounces in. I had no sleep that night because it was like every 45 minutes I was up peeing, and I said, you know what? No. So I tried to go to 32, like just do 32 ounces of water a day. No, and then I tried to do 32 and stop, like make sure I was done drinking water by like, like 3 o'clock, and no. And it freezes so good, Fallon. What's heart of palm noodles? I like heart of palm. Hearts of palm, I guess I should say. Marina, are you still here? Did you like count how many you put in each section, or did you just kind of go until it was full? Because that's what I'm doing. It freezes really nice. It reheats really nice. Wow. We don't have an Aldi. What is that on my shirt? I just saw in the video. Oh, it's fuzz from the pipe cleaner. Okay. Oh, Amy, you know how I was talking about doing the Patreon movie club? I was like, you know what? Let me post about this on Patreon so we can, you know, everybody will have time to watch the movie. It's still early January. We can have, you know, we'll discuss it in the beginning of February. Blah blah blah. And I was like, I want to watch Baby Boom. I know it's free on YouTube, so I went to go like type up the post and get the link to show to like send to everybody, and it's not free on YouTube anymore. And I was like, come on. So now I have to find another video. Another movie, rather. Okay, this is easier if I just turn the whole thing over. Like, there's a bunch of movies available for free on YouTube, but I was like, I don't know what to pick, because I don't want to pick, like, I want to pick something that everybody's going to be okay watching. Like, you know, some people don't watch horror stuff. Some people don't watch whatever. Yeah, see, that's what I was like. I was like, you know, like there's a lot of good horror movies on YouTube, or like Tubi has a bunch, YouTube has a bunch, but I was like, I don't want to pick that because I don't want somebody to be like, oh, you know, you know, I don't want to exclude anybody. And I know horror is very um, like polarizing. Like, you know, some people don't want to watch it at all. Like, I'd rather pick like a comedy or like a family movie or something that everybody can watch. And something that everybody has access to. So, you know, it would have to be on one of the free sites. But, you know, there's only one calendar left on Etsy. So if anybody wants that one, You can go buy it, but any that I sell after that, I have to reorder more, so it's going to take more than, I'm not going to be able to ship it the same day. Just no pressure to go buy the calendar. I'm just saying, if anybody wanted one, I have one left in my possession. I mean, I have a lot, I can get more. It's just, I only have one left here. And they always say it's going to take like, oh, do you want to pay extra for shipping because it might take forever to get to you? And every time I've ordered from them, it's come in like 2 days. So I'm just like, whatever. What the hell is that noise? Oh. You sleeping on your face, baby? The dog's like, the dog just sounded like a tornado siren or something. He's like, "Aww." All right, I mean, it's still Shamrocky. Hi, Dolores. Is this your first time with us? We're super fun. What did you have for dinner? That's all I want to know. Every time. Every time we have a live, I'm like, what did everybody eat for dinner? I'm starving. Marina, do you remember how many packs of tubing you used for yours? Oh, somebody just bought something. Did somebody just buy a calendar? I heard the cha-ching from my iPad. Scares the hell out of me in the middle of the night because I never remember to turn off my sound. So like I'll be later in bed and I'll hear like cha-ching, and I'm like, oh my god, what is that? Is that a ghost? Oh, Amy, thank you. Well, gosh darn it, now I'm going to have to order more calendars. I know it says it'll, Patty, did you just sneak in here? Have you been here the whole time? Yeah, you've been here the whole time. It says it'll ship in like 3 weeks because that's how long I thought they were going to take from printing to get to me, but I have one here, so you'll get it. I'll ship it out tomorrow. Okay. Dolores is over there cooking, y'all. Oh, okay. Alright, good. Now I have to... I'm sorry, Patty. I might have not seen you come in. Hello. This is deco tubing. No, mesh tubing, sorry. Well, I guess it's still deco tubing. This is the one from, the Dollar Tree. Alright, so this is... Yo, is this 5 packs? Oh my god. Am I gonna have enough to finish this? This is 5 packs of tubing? It's still only a $6 wreath at this point, so... I think what I might do... is... If I, like, when I'm done, if I come in here and just kind of squeeze this part down and, you know, put like a pipe cleaner or a zip tie or something right there to make sure that you can see this indent a little bit better, and maybe at the top of these. This is the mesh tubing from Dollar Tree. I kind of wish I would have mixed it like this green with the lime green, but I don't have that much lime green left. Not that I'm saving it for anything, because by the time I need it again, it'll be Halloween. Oh no, Marina. Are you watching on your phone or like a desktop or computer? Every time I try to watch something on my phone, I'm like, I can't do this. I can't be holding my phone. Okay. Oh, you know what else, y'all? I found out today, which it didn't like upset me. I was just like, why YouTube? Why are you so stupid sometimes? No, my volume's all the way up. Can everybody else hear me okay? Thanks, Becky. Yeah, it's squeezable. Becky, you might try leaving and coming back in. I'm cutting these at 18 inches again, y'all. But yeah, YouTube, for whatever reason, like I posted my, what was it, like the end of the year video, and a bunch of people tipped me. Huh. No, I don't know. The end of the year video, a bunch of people tipped me, and like people, like somebody said something, hey Jen, somebody was like, hey, go buy lunch for your mom or get a coffee or whatever, and I was like, what is she talking about? YouTube does not tell me when you comment on a video and tip me. It just says that you tipped me. It just says like you commented thanks. So I went through and I was like, there are like 6 people in here who have tipped me, and I did not say anything to them, and I feel like a jerk now. So I went back and thanked everybody, but I need to post it on the community tab. Like, hey, if you tipped me, I didn't ignore you. YouTube just didn't tell me. Because YouTube is a messy queen. I don't know, Becky. I know very little about streaming. I wish I could help, though. Jen, I'm going to need you to transcribe everything I'm saying so Becky knows what's going on. Thanks, sis. What? What's a jersey? What? Me? Never. I was like, is she in here talking about is she in here talking about sports? Because I'm gonna have to block her. No, I've been having trouble with my leg, and I have a brace, a compression brace that I wear on my knee to keep my veins in my body, and I can't find it anywhere. Oh, I love doing those, Dolores. I can't find the brace anywhere. So my mom came over today and I was like, can you please just find this damn brace because I can barely stand up. Like, my leg is killing me. I should actually put it up right now. Let me do that. And she just, like, my mom went through, like, every place in the house where I could be, and we couldn't find it. And I was like, well, I am not buying another one of these because it was too expensive, especially because I know it's in the house. You probably do. You probably seen it. Like, this is what happened. I saw it somewhere. It was, like, in a laundry basket. It was in, like, because my mom takes my clothes back and, well, my mom takes my clothes back and forth in these big yellow baskets, these big yellow bags, since my dryer broke 52 years ago, 1973. And I saw it, and I swore it was in, like, one of those bags. And I was like, oh, there's my knee brace for when my leg starts hurting again. And nowhere to be found. Also, I have, like, a sonic bark thing to quit the dog from barking. And my mom was like, why don't you use that on the dog next door to keep him from, like, tearing up the fence? I was like, that's a good idea. Except I lost that thing, like, a year ago. So then she tore up the laundry room looking for that and couldn't find it either. So I was actually going to buy another one of those, but they're, like, $40, and I was like, you know, I can just go over there and keep kicking the fence. Because for $40, I can get like 32 cookies. And I don't want to use that on my dog. Like, I just want to use it on the other dogs. He gets a hint. Like, maybe I should stop barking. Because every time I do, there's like a sonic blast and I get a headache. Oh, I love those. I love when I get the books, Amy, and they have like something written in them, like too spicy, and like they cross out what the ingredient was, and it's like this is too spicy. I made my first deco mesh wreath in 2010. It was horrific. It was a pumpkin made on a regular work frame, and it was literally just mesh going up and down. But I was working at a florist at the time, and it sold right away. And I was like, "Come get them." And then I started like making more. Maybe like the end. Like my channel started in maybe July. Well, restarted in like July of 2018, and then I switched to Wreath like exclusively, pretty much, in January of 2020. Let me take some more of these out of here. I'll put those in there and take these out of here and then put those over there. Business, you jumping? This is where I put my feet. Why are you jumping up there? Oh, you gonna bite my feet? Okay. Jen, what about Subway? What happened? Something about a $5 foot long. Oh no, it's these Quest cookies. You know the Quest protein. I bought a box. I saw them at Walmart the other day, and I was like, I'm not getting that, you know, because I'm just gonna eat the whole box. But I got some today. There's 8 cookies in the box, and the box is $9. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna enjoy these like once a month. But I got the chocolate cake ones, and it tastes like those what are they called? Like the Astro brownies, cosmic brownies, Astro brownies. Just very dry because anything that's got that protein powder in it is like that. But it was so good. Oh my god. They only had 2 kinds. They had birthday cake. They're pretty good. Yeah, they were good. But it's like you can have 1 cookie, and you better be okay with just having 1 cookie. Or you can have 4 like I did today, but I have extra calories and carbs and everything. Oh, I just got one of those Sonic dog things from 23 Canadian. For Amazon, it works amazing. Up to 50 feeling because I can't put it on for 5 seconds, and my dogs and the neighbor dogs all shut the hell up. Joanne, that sounds fantastic. You might have just sold me on buying one. Because the one I have is like, it works. Like, my dog will stop barking, but I don't care. Like, my dog doesn't bark unless the other stupid dog next door is barking. So I was like, can I get one of those, like the ones you put in the ground and just like face it towards the neighbor's house? Just put little earplugs in business every time he goes outside. Yeah, the one I was at today, they only had the chocolate cake and the birthday cake, but at my mom's Walmart, they had brownie, they had like cashew and no, almond caramel something, and like a blueberry. They had a bunch of them. But y'all, my mom's Walmart has so many cases of COVID right now. That they're only open until 5 o'clock. Somebody's like, what if I need to go do groceries after I'm like get off of work? And Walmart's like, sorry about it. They closed on New Year's Eve at 2 o'clock. Okay? Didn't open up again until Sunday morning at 6. They were open Monday at 6 again. Happy New Year. They opened at 6 on Monday. They closed at 2. No, they closed at 5. They closed at 5, and then they closed yesterday at 5. But one of my mom's, one of the women who works for my mom, she called and she was like, "Hey, so and so's out. So all last night we were just like here by ourselves, and there were no managers anywhere until they came back at like 10." And my mom was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, there were no managers in the store. We were just kind of in here by ourselves." And I was like, "What did y'all do?" She's like, "We just did what we usually do. There was just nobody here." Which I don't think they're technically supposed to like have the store like, and nobody's supposed to be there. If there's not a manager there. But yeah, everybody down here was freaking out because they were like, "What are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to get groceries?" And I was like, "Well, there are other grocery stores down here." Michelle's youngest kid finally goes back to school on she goes back tomorrow. Like she's been all of 2020, all of 2021. Like she did the first semester of the first half of school like at home, but she got she was finally old enough to get vaccinated, and Michelle's sending her back, and she's like, I know we're gonna get sick, like it's gonna happen. She's like, it's inevitable at this point. I've been listening to this podcast, and I'm kind of listening to it backwards. Oh no, Fallon. Um, I've been listening to this podcast, but like listening to it backwards. No, I'm listening to it. I listened to it like I caught up on like the last year, and then I started from the beginning and started going back from the beginning to the end. And they're at the point now where they're like, yeah, man, like we're hearing all of this stuff about this virus. Um, yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. Then the next episode is like, yeah, man, like I'm working from home now, and they closed down the movie theaters. Hopefully by next month we're back at it, and we know we're back in the movie because it's a movie podcast. Like hopefully we're back in the things, and I can get back to work because I don't like working from home. And then it's like, okay, well my kids are home from school now, and I'm working from home, and the movie theaters are closed down, and I can't get to the grocery. And I was like, past you. You're gonna have a lot of you're gonna have a lot of struggles coming up. So every time I listen to that like a new episode, it's like, oh man, I did this and I did that, and I'm like, we will look back on this time and be like, what the hell was going on? Okay, so anybody who's come in, these are cut at 18 inches. I'm doing my normal little bow thing, except folded one more time. And these are half-inch pipe cleaners. Somebody screenshot that for me. Karen, wait, hold on. What do we used to do before screenshots? Oh, artistic talents. Let's see. I started out when I was like in my 20s with jewelry, and I did that until the hurricane came and washed all my beads away and all my tools. I tried to do that again once I moved to Florida after Hurricane Katrina, but that didn't work out. And then one day I was like, I'm gonna make a quilt. Hi, baby. And my mom was like, you don't have a sewing machine. I was like, I'm gonna buy a sewing machine. So, no, sir, no. I got a sewing machine, started making a quilt, eventually got a long arm, started quilting competitively, got published a couple times, realized I hated everybody in the community and they all hated me, and stopped doing that. And then I didn't do anything for like a year. I did beading, like I did a little bit of sewing, but every time I gave something to somebody, they were like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I was like, wear it. Like, I kept making my mom dresses, and she was like, what am I going to do with this? And I was like, wear it. She's like, I don't wear stuff like this. And I was like, just wear it. But, so I sewed for a little while. I did bead embroidery for a little while, and then I was like, you know what? I do too much stuff to not have a YouTube channel. So that's when I got into YouTube, and here we are. I've always been like, I find something to do. I find something to do, and then once I feel like I have reached the apex of that particular thing, like once I'm the best I feel like I can be at it, I'm just like, okay, I'm done. Like as soon as it was like the reason I stopped quilting is because I did not like the community. They were super mean to me. Because I was like 20 at the time. I was young. I was a guy, and they were just like, what are you doing? This is not for you. And I was like, you know what? These checks that I'm getting from these competitions seem to be for me. So not that I was like, I don't feel like I would quit Wreath. Like it's easy enough to do. They're selling. Like it's hard to sell a Wreath. It's hard to sell a quilt. Oh yeah. See, that's pretty much what happened to me because I got a machine. I got a long arm quilting machine, like the cheapest one I could get because I didn't have any money, and I was very vocal about how I didn't like it. And the people who did like it were like, "Why are you talking so much trash about this?" Blah blah blah. And I was just like, "I'm giving you your opinion, so you don't go out and waste $3,000 on this machine." And then after I got rid of that one, the company who makes the machine that I'm on, this is actually a long arm quilting machine I'm filming at right now. They contacted me and he was like, "Hey, we're really interested in your work. Like, can we set something up so where we can get you a machine?" And I was like, I can't, because this machine was 10,000. And I was like, no, I cannot afford a $10,000 machine. He's like, well, maybe you give us your old machine and we'll donate it to the church, and we'll come bring you a machine. And I was like, really? So they made me a deal that I was like, I cannot refuse this. So I got this machine, which is a great machine. It's just my eyesight started going, and like I was not doing traditional quilts. Like I was doing heavy. Like there's some videos on my channel because I used to like just post quilting videos. It's like heavily detailed, like hundreds of hours going into each quilt, and my eyes just could not. Like my eyes were just like, nope. And now I know that I can't do it because my body just won't let me. Like I don't have the body strength to do it because you're moving this giant machine. But yeah, I've done a lot of stuff. Wait, somebody else asked something. Who just asked me something? Oh, paint pouring. No, I've never done that. I bought paint pouring brushes for Procreate, and I haven't used them yet because I'm just like, I can't. Oh, I used to make candles too, and I did Bath and Body Works stuff for sometimes, but not Bath and Body Works stuff like bath like salts and everything. Hey, Deborah. But not like as a business. Like I sold candles as a business. I sold candles when I was doing scrapbooking and making cards. I had like a little event catering business for a while. And then I was like, oh no, I don't like dealing with people. I don't like this. One bit. Joanne, I don't think a crock pot would get warm enough. Like it wouldn't get hot enough to melt the glue. I had it's like a candle warmer thing. It's like a little bitty hot plate. And I think I used that for a while with like a glass in it before I got my little bitty Surebonder glue pot, which was a complete waste of money because like you can fit like 2 glue sticks in there. And then I ended up getting my skillet because it was cheaper than the little glue pot I had. But no, I have never done acrylic pouring. Like I can't deal with that mess. I'm just like, oh god. Like I was making the St. Patrick's Day signs for the sign club, and I was filming it. And there was glitter everywhere, and I was like, I'm gonna have a panic attack. That's what's gonna happen. Why is this piece so short? Oh. It's just an electric skillet, y'all. Oh. I usually can't move this when I'm doing a video because it's usually on. Well, and I can't take the top off now because it's glued on. Yeah, it's just a. Oh God, I've never looked at the bottom of it before. It is an Elite Cuisine by Maximaic. I got it from Amazon. It was like $12. But I always tell everybody who wants one, go to like a thrift store or Goodwill if your Goodwill doesn't price gouge. You too, Patty? And I mean, you too, Deborah? That's crazy. Fallon's got it too. Because like I just said in a video, like go buy one that's all scratched up, like secondhand, because you're never gonna cook in it again after you put the glue in it. Like even if you got all the glue out, you can't cook in it after that. So you don't need it to be non-stick anymore. Oh, Darlene, I know that. I had a relative of mine. She told me, well, she told me via my grandma at the time. My grandma said, "Oh, so and so wants a quilt," and I said, "Oh, okay." There's some on my Facebook page because, like, I'm not gonna list a quilt for sale on Etsy. Like, I'm not letting Etsy have that much money. Of my money. And I was like, "Oh yeah, there's some on Facebook," and she's like, "Well, she wants to go buy the fabric, and she wants to buy the fabric, and then you can make it for her." And I was like, "No," I was like, "That's not how it works." I was like, "I buy the fabric. She pays me what I charge her for the fabric, and then she pays me, how much it costs to make the quilt because." Like, my quilts were not throw on the sofa and cover up with them when you cold. Like, all my quilts were wall quilts. They were huge. They were extremely quilted, like, to the point of being unusable sometimes. But they were show quilts. Like, they were meant to go into competition. And my grandma was like, "Well, she's not going to pay, like, $300 for a quilt." And I was like, "Well, she's not getting one then." Yeah, everybody down here has it too. Me and my mom went to go eat today, and there were a bunch of people like in the deli where we go, and I was like, "I'm gonna go sit in the car." She's like, "I thought we were eating." I was like, "We gonna eat it when we get at home." Where do you live, Joanne? Oh, good. Yeah, I was like, if you want a $300 quilt, you can go to Macy's. Like, that's what you're gonna do, and it's gonna be a bedspread that was made by a machine. No person has ever touched it. If I'm making you a quilt, I have touched every centimeter of that quilt. I've had my hands on every part of that. So I mean, like, it was fun, but it wasn't for me. I thought it was, and it was for a while. Like, I was like, this is so much fun. I'm having so much fun, but like, there's no way I would be able to do the work I was doing then now. And I'm just like, oh, okay, Canada. Deborah, I think you have to go to like your Google profile, or your YouTube profile. I used to have to do it on like Google. What was that Google thing called? Like their attempt at the social media thing, like Google Plus. You used to have to do it through there, but I think you can do it through your YouTube profile now. Since Google Plus is not around anymore. I wish everybody had their picture in their profile. Like I could, because I'm just like, wait, do I know this person? But like once I see the picture, I'm like, okay, I know that person. I don't even know what my profile picture is. Oh, that's a good picture of me. It's also like 6 years old. Maybe I need to pick a new one. No, I'm closer to New Orleans. Shreveport's like way north. Way, way north. I am in the parish that neighbors New Orleans to the south. I think. South? Yeah. I'd love to live up there though. It's colder. You don't have to worry about hurricanes as much. But you're still in Louisiana. But you're farther away from seafood, which that might be a deal breaker for me. Oh, Dolores, that's only like, what? Shreveport's like, Lafayette's like 3 hours away? North of Lafayette, that's like the country. Business, what is going on with you? Are you having an emotional breakdown? Hey, lay in your bed. Let me get you a treat. You want a treat? For doing nothing? And I'm pretty sure you probably peed on the floor while I've been doing. I'm gonna get you a treat. Food? Yeah, I'll be right back. This dog, he's high maintenance. Dog food. Here you go. It's Wild Boy and Fava Bean. Are you gonna sniff it and walk away? Cool. Yeah, I see you now. Good job. Yeah, it's cold here too. Like I was saying in the beginning of the live stream, like it got cold yesterday, and my hands just completely stopped working. I was like, oh good, I'm at that age now where I can tell the weather's changing by how much my body is not cooperating with me. Give me that. Give me that bed. That's not a toy. Give me that bed. I know. Y'all, the pictures on my screen are like this big. Like I can I can make out like that Deborah has dark hair, and that Darlene's is maybe a reindeer. Is that what that is? Oh. I don't know what it is about Kansas. Every time somebody says something about Kansas, I'm like, it would be so nice to live in Kansas. Never been, know nothing about it, but I'm just like, it would be nice. Fallon, there's a video on my channel called Adam Goes to the Aquarium, and my face is in it almost the entire time. But it might be private because, oh cool. I mean, it's so tiny, I can barely see anything. I didn't even know Fallon was holding a dog. I thought she was, like, cuddled up with next to a blanket. Yeah, I'm, like, at the aquarium, the Audubon Aquarium of the Americas, and we're outside, and it's like 1,000 degrees, and I'm with my friends Jenny and Amy. We're just talking about that. Baby, eat the food. You don't play. That's not a plaything. You eat the food. That's how you become a big boy. You're never gonna turn into a Labrador unless you eat your food. Good night, Joanne. Glad you caught us. But yeah, like you go to the aquarium and like there's this big outdoor section with all these birds. And like I'm out there, it's 1,000 degrees, and like I'm filming. It was kind of like a vlog, but it was before I was actually. It was in between when I stopped doing my quilting stuff and when I started doing this, and I'm pretty sure it's like super offensive. So I probably made it private, but it might still be there. It's probably private. Like now that I'm thinking about it, like the other stuff that went on that day, I'm pretty sure it's private. You'll hear him, he's eating now. You like to wait a good 24 hours in between meals, huh, baby? I think it's not on there because there's a scene at the end where me and my friend Amy are sitting outside, and there's like this guy, this attractive guy, who was like, he was like right next to us. Oh, did I say zoo? Yeah, it's the aquarium. I don't know if it's on there. There's a guy who was like, he was like around us the same time we were at the aquarium. And my friend Amy kept like looking at him, and I was like, hey, there's that guy. You want to go tell him something? And she said something like so graphic. Like, not to me. I was just like, oh my god. But when I posted on YouTube, I actually bleeped that what she said. Because I was like, that's a lot. There's also a video of us in a drag club where I know that one's not, because I took that one down because they were playing, they were lip syncing to music, and it got copyright claimed, and now Beyonce's getting all my money from that video. But it was what is that song where Beyonce, like, is it Partition, where she's speaking French, or she's pretending like she knows how to speak French, and the drag queen was like doing the song, and then when it comes to the French part, she was just like, she like looked at us, she was like, I don't know how to speak French, and I was like, oh, okay. I don't know how to speak French, and I was like, well, you don't have to speak French, you could just memorize the part. I was just talking about this with both Jenny and Amy today, because we have a group chat. That night, it was during Pride. God, it was a while ago. Because Amy's been married and she's got like a 3-year-old now, and she was single at the time. We're on Bourbon Street. We go to the drag club, and then we leave there, and there is a male strip club that's not there. Jenny said it's not there anymore. I don't know. I can't remember what it was. That was the last time I went to Bourbon Street, because I hate the French Quarter. We went there, and she's like, come on, let's go. And I was like, really? I was like, this is not, like, it's like 10 o'clock at night. Like, I need to go home and go to sleep. Like, I don't want to deal with this. So we go into this strip club, and it's like a 2-drink minimum. And I was like, I can't drink any drinks or I'll die. So they get their drinks, and we sit down and treat it to like the most, like, imagine Magic Mike, but like the like Great Value brand, but not as nice as Great Value. Like, it was pretty bad. And like, there was like a construction worker guy, and I was like, this poor guy, like, he just looks miserable. And this guy comes out, and like, they're hyping him up, and they're like, Ronnie the Beast Hurricane, Ronnie the Beast Hurricane is in the building. And like, I'm like, who is Ronnie the Beast Hurricane? Like, who is this? Is Channing Tatum about to come out here? Is that what's gonna happen? Is Channing Tatum here? So this guy comes out. He's probably 50. Like, he was not a young buck. And I was like, oh, this is Ronnie the Beast Hurricane. So he starts dancing to, whatever stripper song it is. Probably, I'm assuming it's like Pony by Genuine. He's like dancing to it, and I'm like, oh, Ronnie, go ahead. Like, you should probably have a different career at this point in your life, but you do you. We're sex positive. You can do what you want. So he's like dancing, and me and my friend Jenny are just like, oh my god, this is a lot. So the only other people there's me, there is my friend Jenny, there's my friend Amy, there is a pregnant woman with her friend, and I think that was it. There weren't a lot of people there. Like, I think everybody else that was there, like, worked there. So he like goes up to the pregnant woman's friend, and he's like not dancing on her, but like dancing close to her. And I was like, oh god, but I don't want him to come over here. I don't want him to come over here. Because like the construction worker guy came over, and they were tipping him and stuff, and I was like, I don't want to, no. So he goes over to the pregnant woman and her friend, and he's like dancing next to the non-pregnant. He's dancing next to the friend, and she's just like, she's not into it. And I'm like, oh god, don't come over here. So he comes over, and he ignores me. So I'm like, thank god. And he kind of dances with my friend Jenny, and then he's like, he's by my friend Amy, and like Amy, she's little, like she's pretty small, and he's like, he takes a hand, and she's like, oh, what's going on? God, please, somebody help me. And he takes her up on the stage. Okay, and this is not like a nice big stage, it's just like an alcove. Yo, I hope Ronnie the Beast Hurricane isn't watching us, because he's gonna be like, hey man, I was doing my best. He takes her up on the stage, and me and Jenny are just like, oh my god, and my phone's dead, right? I can't record anything, and there's a big sign that says like no recording, and I was like, I have to record this. I don't think Jenny recorded anything either, but he takes Amy up there and he sits her down in a chair, a folding chair, like it's a picnic or barbecue, like it's a family barbecue, and he's like, sit down in this chair. I'm gonna do Channing Tatum stuff, and I was like, oh no. So he puts her in the chair, and Amy's just like, what have I got myself into? But she was pretty drunk. So she's just like sitting there, and he's like, he's doing all his dancing stuff, and I'm like, all right, Ronnie, go ahead. So I'm like, you can see Amy's like super uncomfortable, and like any good friend, Jenny and I are just like, oh my god, that's amazing. So he's sitting there and he's like dancing next to her, and she's just like sitting in the chair like, oh my god, is this song ever gonna end? And then he goes behind her and he like puts his hands on her shoulder and he's like dancing behind her, and I'm like, oh. I was like, he's kind of touching her a lot. I don't like that. I don't like that he put his hands on her, right? So I'm like, Jenny, I don't know about this. And she's like, no, it's fine. This is what they do. And I was like, well, I don't hang out in a lot of male strip clubs or female strip clubs or any strip clubs. So he's like behind Amy. He's dancing on her. He's like, he's not touching her like inappropriately, but he's got his hands on her. And I was like, I said, I got a bad feeling, y'all. So he proceeds to like get her to stand up. And he grabs her around the waist, flips her upside down so her legs are going over his head, and he continues dancing with her, like, holding on to her, and I was like, oh my god, somebody call the police, I don't know what's going on, and Jenny's just, like, dying, and Amy's, like, screaming, and I was like, oh, what are we doing here, what's going on? And that was that, and then afterwards, like, we were like, you know, I wasn't drinking, they were both drinking. Afterwards, like, Amy goes to the bathroom and the guy comes over and he's like, yeah, Ronnie the Beast Hurricane comes over and I'm like, oh my god, a celebrity. And he says, how y'all doing tonight? And I was like, oh, good. And he says, your friend looked like she had fun. I was like, oh yeah, it's her birthday. And then I was like, oh crap, why did I say that? He's like, you know what? I'm going to give you a special price on a private dance. And I was like, for me? He's like, no, for your friend. And I was like, oh, good, because I definitely don't want a private dance from you, Ronnie the Beast Hurricane. You remind me of my grandpa. He's like, a special price for your friend. And Jenny's like, how much? And I was like, Jenny, no. I was like, no, I'm not letting him. He flipped her upside down in front of a room of people. I don't want to know what happens if they go upstairs. Because there was like this creaky, like, it was the shadiest thing. I'm sure it was illegal somehow. But yeah, that day is a day where I filmed the Adam Goes to the Zoo, Adam Goes to the Aquarium, and Adam, or no, it was called like the Real Drag Queens of New Orleans, like a play on like the Real Housewives. I'm pretty sure I told that story before, because I tell that story every chance I get. Because it's a good story. And I think they found them on... Oh, Business, you ate all your food. I think they found them on Facebook. Alright, y'all, what we thinking? This is surprisingly heavy. Business, what are you doing? Oh, y'all, he's getting into something. Hey, no digging in the garbage. No digging in the garbage, mister. I know. That's not what a good dog does. That's what a bad dog does. I haven't sold anything. Well, I sold a calendar. I just held a calendar today. Yo, I made that tuna casserole thing earlier. The dog has pulled that, the pack of, you know, like the little not metal, the little plastic pouch it comes in. He's pulled it out of the garbage like twice. No, Dolores, this has this has, y'all, what is the way to describe this, the tubing? It's like hollow and it's firm. I think I have one bag. I know I have one bag left that I bought today, and I think I have, oh crap, oh god. Is this the same color? I mean, it's a different package, but I'm pretty sure it's the same color. Oh crap, do I only have that one pack? Uh-oh. I mean, it looks like the same color. I'm sure it is. Yeah, it doesn't have the... This is like... You can get this at I mean, it's from Dollar Tree, and this is 7... Yo, is that what I said? This is 7 packs so far? And I probably need 2 more? Oh, y'all, it would... I know this is making a lot of noise. That would have been pretty, huh? But this is the fall. What is this one? This one is the Christmas. This is the everyday one they sell all the time. Yeah. Well, crap. I think that's it. So I'll go to, I'm sure I can find, I bought all the mesh they had in New Orleans East, but I'm sure I can find some here. Maybe. Yeah, see, I'm thinking if I... Now you drinking water too? You live in adventurously tonight, business. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna drink some water. I'm gonna do some stuff. If I have to move his bed one more time, I swear to God, I'm gonna throw it out the window with him in it. Thank you, Dolores' husband. Yeah, I'm thinking if I move these down, or yeah, see, that gives you a little bit more of more definition. Oh my God, the frame just broke. No, sir. Oh. Perfect. broke right there, though, so it'll be fine. Alright, so I guess I probably need at least one more pack. But safe to say, I will not be making another one of these. Unless they come out with a real, didn't they have the anchor? Like, what are you supposed to do with the anchor? Okay, see, I can definitely see that it would be a good strawberry. Especially if you pulled this part down some more. I should have mixed the fall green with the Christmas green. I was even going to mix gold with it too, but I was like, that's a lot. That's a lot of mixing stuff. Yeah, the snowman. Like, what? What do you want me to do with this? Where is the other side of this macaron? Oh, it's in here. Look, Jen, we finally did it. It's been so long, but I finally did it. I hope it's worth the hundreds of dollars I spent to get to this point. Dolores, you should. I mean, it's not painted, but... And I still need to cast it in foam, but we're almost there. It's a macaron, Dolores. No, Patty, these are 3D printed. Because this is I needed to make a 3D print so I could turn around and make a mold of the 3D print. And then these are made with foam clay, but I'm using expanding foam to make the actual macarons because that'll be super light. This is still, it's not heavy, but it's still heavier than I would want. And then today, me and my mom almost died making this mold because you have to mix silicone caulk. Silicone caulk and cornstarch to make the mold that I can. Oh, it still smells like vinegar. Make the mold so I can make these because these are way too heavy because they're huge. To make these so I will have giant macarons because y'all know I'm all about giant things. Oh, my mom, I filmed the video of me making this smaller one, and the entire time I was like, oh my god, where's the face mask? Oh my god. And then I told my mom today, I was like, can you can you mix up the silicone for this one, because my gloves don't fit my hands, and I got a little bit of silicone on my hands when I was making this one, and I had like a red splotch for like 2 days. So she was mixing this up, and she's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I was like, just keep mixing, and it was stuck everywhere. She was coughing, I was coughing, the dog was outside fighting somebody. I don't know what he was doing, but yeah, it still smells. Yeah, so these will be coming to Etsy soon. I only have one mold made of it, so I don't know how I'm going to go about molding more of them. And I really don't want to make another mold because I almost died. And the big ones, I don't think I'm going to make another big mold of this, because this one really did. I felt like I was going to pass out. But yeah, so it went from a file to a print to a mold to a foam macaron that's super lightweight, but still not as light as I want it. And I think I'm going to sell these in sets of like, I don't want to do like I did with the mushrooms, because I made a bunch of like color palettes of the mushrooms, and then I was like, this is too much work. I don't want to do this, and there's just 1,000 mushrooms around my house. So I think I'm going to do like a Valentine's Day set where you have like a pink one, you know, a couple of pink ones, a white one with pink filling, a red one. I actually don't know if I'm going to have any for sale for Valentine's Day, but like definitely around Easter, like just a set of pastel ones. And this, it got stuck to the counter while it was drying, so that part's messed up, but this is my little prototype. Wanna play that juicy double, make a lot sound trouble, begging for a piece of that bubble. Come on, y'all knew I was a rapper. Yeah, but the goal is to get these super lightweight and painted up and looking pretty, and then sell them for $98 a piece. And everybody will say, where did you get those macarons? I want those for my wreath. And I'll be like, go to Etsy. Since I lost my star seller status. Let me think. How did I lose my star seller status? People think that Etsy is a great way to have a full-on conversation with me about their lives. And I have to respond to every message, or Etsy's like, hey, why aren't you paying attention to your customers? And I'm like, because they were my customers 3 months ago and they're still talking to me. And I, oh, good night, Dolores. I was like, good news, what? Thanks for joining us. We're here every Tuesday, almost. I almost didn't come on tonight, but, people keep talking to me, and they're like, let me tell you this about this thing that happened to me in 1937 when I was 29 years old. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, everybody in my family is dead, and it's just me. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I would love to sit there and have a conversation with you, but Etsy's not the place to do it. Like, if you need to talk to me, first of all, don't email me. I made that mistake already. Don't email me. Definitely don't come at me through Etsy, because that's the only platform where I am penalized if I don't answer you within 24 hours. And sometimes I need 24 hours to process what you've just told me. It's like, if you want to chit chat, come to a live, or sign up on Patreon. You can message me as much as you want. I will talk to you as much as I possibly can, if you're giving me that money. Or like Instagram, whatever. But for God's sake, why is it Etsy? The one place where they're like, why aren't you paying attention to these people? You don't like your customers? I'm like, I love my customers. I can't love them this much. Like, I mean, you want to leave me a 14 paragraph comment on YouTube, that's cool. I'll read it. I'll respond to you. But I can't. There's not enough time in the day for me to. I mean, it's like 4 people right now on Etsy. And I can only do this so many times. Look how much these shrink. Can y'all see that? They shrink so much once they dry. So yeah, that happened. I couldn't, I was like, this is my vacation. Like, I am on vacation. And then my friend Jenny bought a bunch of stuff. I delivered it locally, so I marked it as completed, like that it was shipped. But you have to make sure you include the tracking number or they don't count it as shipped, even though I said it was shipped. Because she got the stuff she ordered, and she got it within the time frame. But it says, it acts like I didn't ship it, or I didn't ship it on time, because I didn't give them a tracking number. I was like, well, it was like a local sale, and why isn't there a way for me to, like, put that in there? But January's a new month. You know, I'll just have to keep sending these through the direct messages, and I'll mail stuff to my friend who lives 10 minutes away. Because Etsy's stupid. But Amy ordered my last calendar today too, so Etsy's not all bad. Oh, is there? You know I barely know what I'm doing on Etsy. I'm just like posting pictures and I'm like, give me money. I posted a picture, now I want your money. And they're like, well, let me tell you about World War I. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. I know, I was like, I was at my mom's house today. I don't know if it's the first time. Maybe it's the first time I saw it, but she had hers hanging up. She had hers hanging up where she always puts her calendar, and I was like, oh, Ma. Because she got, like, the proof copy. Alright, before I go, y'all, I wanted to say, if you join the Patreon Sign Club before February 1st, this is a sign of the month. So I have a couple spots open for that. I'm only gonna, like, I think the most I would ever do is like 10, so I'm gonna like cap it at 10, and I'm already at 3, so if you want to join the Patreon Sign of the Month Club, you can get this sign if you join before February 1st, because this is the March sign, which comes in February. And I'm also gonna have this one on Etsy. But it's cheaper to, I mean, it makes more sense to get it through the Sign Club, because then you get the sign and you get access to Patreon. I just need to figure out how to print these quicker, or I need to buy like 4 more printers, which I'm never gonna do. Oh my God, did I post a video? No, I didn't post a video. I filmed myself putting the 3D printer together. Everybody's like, oh, it took about 45 minutes to an hour. You know how long my video was? 2 hours and 45 minutes. Of me just like looking, like me going like this. And then watching a tutorial. I'm filming a tutorial about how to put it together while watching somebody else's tutorial on my phone. Yeah, I'm super, like, this is like the second best one I've done. Like the first, like the ones for Christmas with the wooden beads all around the outside, those are my favorite. But those are also probably my most expensive, and they were really heavy. But yeah, this one's for me, and then I have 3 more that I did for the Wreath Club. I mean the Sign Club. And if anybody else wants to join, I will make you one up until February 1st. Yeah, but see, there's like a... I know y'all aren't going to be able to see that. Night, Patty. It's like lifted right there, but you're not going to see that when it's in a wreath. Alright, y'all. I need to go eat something. I need to set something up to print overnight, which I don't feel like doing, but yeah. This video is coming out in like February something. But yeah. If you're on Patreon, I'll post the pictures when it's done. After I find more tubing. And yeah, the full video will be out. Because I did it a different way first, and then I had to take that all apart. So I was like, let me leave that in the video just to show you, like, if you want it to be extremely huge and take up way more mesh than anybody could possibly have. But yeah, that'll be coming out in February something. And tomorrow's something about the calendars, so... And then Thursday is all about color theory. And then we're back on Valentine's Day next week. And for the rest of the month, pretty much. So, alright guys, thanks for hanging out with me tonight while I got that done. It's definitely a lot easier when I have people to talk to instead of just like staring at myself. I was actually watching The Proposal because I'm into a Betty White movie thing. So, very upset about that. So, yeah, good night y'all. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. for everything about me packing up my calendars. This is Amy's. Amy, this one's yours. There it is. Live and in person. It's alright, Jen. I wasn't doing anything. I was literally doing the exact same thing and just talking about whatever. Calm down, whatever that noise was over there. Oh, y'all, I killed the mouse, too, so... Not that I killed the mouse, like, it's just the mouse is gone, so... Alright, y'all, thanks. I will see you maybe this weekend, maybe. Karen, you were here the whole time? Karen gets a sign. Karen's in the sign club. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys probably this weekend. I'll come on and I'm sure I'll have something to do. And if not, I will see everybody back on Tuesday for another live. Good night.